It's not every day that a club like Newcastle moves in on a talent being compared to Yaya Toure and for such a reasonable fee, but that's exactly what seems to be happening now, away from the spotlight and the loudest headlines. A new development has started to gain traction behind the scenes at St. James Park, and while it's still wrapped in some mystery, it's already got fans talking. A potential signing that, if confirmed, could completely reshape the Magpies' midfield heading into the new season. There's something in the air on Tyneside, and it's not just the usual pre-season nerves. This time, it feels different, like a wave of quiet expectation is sweeping through the corridors of St. James Park. No fanfare, no big reveals, just a hum of reliable whispers from the journalists who usually know what's really going on. Something is brewing, and it looks like it involves a position that desperately needs strengthening. Newcastle fans have already felt the void in midfield. With Sean Longstaff's departure now officially confirmed, there's a gap right at the heart of the team. And when a club like Newcastle begins scanning the European market for new names, clues tend to surface before announcements. This time, a potential solution is taking shape far from England, in Belgium, to be precise, where a young talent is attracting not just scouts, but some of the biggest names in the Premier League. By the way, if you've been enjoying keeping up with all these behind-the-scenes moves and inside stories, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It really helps us grow and keeps the content flowing with fresh, in-depth updates you won't find in the mainstream media. Best of all, you'll always be the first to know with context, analysis, and that extra spark of passion that only true fans understand. Back to business. Newcastle's interest in high-potential young players is nothing new. It was the case with Bruno Guimaraes, with Isak, and with several other low-profile signings who soon became vital members of the squad. And now a new name has emerged that could follow a similar path. Still relatively unknown to the broader fan base, but already labeled by many as a raw gem. And according to reliable sources, he's closer than most realize to wearing the black and white shirt. According to Africa Foot, Newcastle United are very interested in signing Mahamadou Dumbia, a 21-year-old midfielder currently playing for Belgian side FC Antwerp. The report claims Dumbia is one of the club's top targets for this transfer window, and it's not just speculation. The same source states that Newcastle have already made contact with the player's representatives, signaling a strong intent to move forward with a potential deal. Dumbia has a release clause of £17 million in his Antwerp contract, making him an affordable option in today's European market. Interestingly, it's not just Newcastle keeping tabs on him. Brighton, Everton, Sevilla, Marseille, and Strasbourg are all reportedly interested, to a clear sign that this is a talent being closely monitored across the continent. But what sets Dumbia apart from the rest? Why would he be on Newcastle's radar right now? Just as the club looks to fill the gap left by Longstaff, Dumbia has often been likened to Yaya Toure, not just because of his West African roots, but because of his playing style. He's known for his strength, ball-carrying ability, and long-range shooting, traits that fit perfectly with the fast, physical nature of English football. The comparison came from none other than Sambou Yadabea, former Mali international and ex-Antwerp player, who publicly stated Dumbia has exactly what it takes to shine in the Premier League. And if you want to keep following these kinds of transfer stories and club updates, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Here, you'll get the kind of information most outlets overlook, and it's that deeper level of insight that helps you truly understand what's happening at our club. Your subscription helps us stay active, grow the channel, and bring even more quality content directly to Newcastle fans around the world. What makes this Dumbia move stand out is the timing. With Newcastle in urgent need of midfield reinforcements, going after a young, promising and cost-effective player could be a very smart strategy, especially considering financial fair play restrictions and the club's need to build a strong squad without overspending. Dumbia ticks a lot of boxes: youth experience in Europe, and a skill set that fits Eddie Howe's dynamic playing style. Of course, despite all the excitement, nothing is set in stone just yet. The deal is still in early stages, and competition from other clubs might complicate things. Still, the fact that Newcastle have made initial contact with the players' representatives already speaks volumes. It shows that the interest is real, and that alone is enough to get fans paying attention. Especially after what has been a relatively quiet start to the window. The transfer market moves fast, and many of the best signings are those that never make front-page news. Mahamadou Dumbia might not be a household name, not yet, but for those who follow European football closely, he's already considered one of the most promising prospects in the Belgian league, and Newcastle, who've made a habit of spotting talent before the rest, seem to be targeting exactly that type of profile once again. If this deal goes through, it could signal another chapter in Newcastle's squad evolution, staying loyal to a vision that favors smart recruitment and long-term planning over just chasing big names. And that's exactly what this club needs to keep competing at the top: a blend of youth, talent, and ambition. While you're here, drop a comment down below. Had you heard of Dumbia before this? Do you think he'd be a good fit for Newcastle? We want to hear from you, because your opinions and feedback are what make this community stronger. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. It's quick, it's free, and it helps this channel reach more passionate fans like you. Newcastle's interest in Dumbia is just another exciting twist in what's shaping up to be a very active transfer window. And like any good transfer saga, this one is bound to have ups and downs, surprises, and maybe even a few last-minute turns. But one thing's for sure, the club is alert, moving strategically behind the scenes, and we can expect more developments very soon. The source for this story, Africa Foot, has made a name for itself by reporting early-on moves involving African players in top European leagues. While it may not be as mainstream as Sky Sports or The Athletic, their insights, especially around emerging African talent, have gained respect. So it's definitely a source to keep an eye on. And as always, we'll be right here to bring you every update, every twist, and every behind-the-scenes detail as it unfolds. Stay tuned, because this transfer window is far from over, and Newcastle still have plenty to show. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, share it with your fellow Newcastle fans, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Together we'll follow every step of our beloved team on the road to another unforgettable season. See you next time.